If you're looking for best practices for your bank or credit union, join us while we talk all things sales, marketing, and strategy for financial institutions. Let's make it happen with FiGrow Solutions.
Hi there, I'm Meredith Olmstead, CEO and founder of FiGrow Solutions. I am here with Ida Burr. Ida is our digital ads manager and guru. Say hi, Ida.
Hey, everyone.
So when we work with banks and credit unions on digital marketing and sales, Ida does all of our ad campaigns and all of the reporting and the strategy for all of our various clients, both credit unions and banks. And Ida and I were just having this awesome conversation about something that is super, super top of mind for a lot of marketers out there right now. And it is AI. And specifically, artificial intelligence. We were talking about how to use AI more effectively in what she does, which is the digital ads for our clients and all of those campaigns, as well as really trying to prove results and reporting those results and kind of closing the loop on paid leads coming in and then, turning them into new accounts and new loans. So I was like, you know what, Ida, let's hit record on this conversation. I think this is really interesting, super, super top of mind for people, very relevant. So I really want to understand how our clients, and then you all hopefully can better use AI in the process of creating digital ads that actually convert and positively impact your bottom line. So tell me really quickly, like, Ida, if we're talking about AI and ads, is AI brand new to digital ads? I mean, is this like it's not been used up until just recently? Tell me a little bit about where we are with AI and digital ads.
Yeah, so I guess the ability to interact with AI and get your answers question is kind of new, but realistically, Google and other, sources have been using AI for a very long time in terms of if you're typing a sentence into Google, it starts to populate with what people usually search for when they start typing those words. Or even if you think about the algorithms that Facebook and Google and Instagram use when putting together ad campaigns and trying to show up in front of the person who's most likely going to click. So, AI isn't a brand new topic per se to marketers and marketing in general, but these new chatbots now have added a little bit more of an interaction to it.
Gotcha. So yeah, so basically AI has been out there for years with Google. We see it. You also were mentioning something about that it's Google uses AI or some AI technology and algorithm technology to already give you suggestions for keywords and to help you add in, additional keywords when you're in there making digital ads for pay-per-click ads, at least. So we know that AI has been around for a long time. Absolutely. But I think what we're really seeing is with the kind of rise of ChatGPT and all of these other AI-driven chat or interactive kinds of tools, we're seeing a lot more opportunity to use this kind of pretty cool technology to make our jobs a little easier and also really just find some really solid ideas or inspiration for making better quality ads that convert. So if we're talking about AI and how you're using it, because I know you said over the last few months, you've really been playing more in this space. Let's start first with pay-per-click, because that's one that a lot of people spend a ton of money on. So for Google pay-per-click, what are you doing with AI tools to help you create better quality ads and campaigns?
Yeah, so I like to use Google Bard. It's one, I think GPT is one of the most popular ones, but I don't know. I like to stick to Google with Google Ads and everything. But with the Bard chat, I actually can drop a URL into the chat and ask it, can you help me come up with keyword ideas for this landing page? And then it'll shoot out a list of popular search terms that match the landing page, which is another important thing you have to think about when making ads in Google. One part of it are the keywords you're showing up for matching the actual landing page people are going to. So that really helps you get those high quality keywords that are linked
Okay.
I also will even use it sometimes for like headline and the description ideas. So
Okay.
it could look at that same URL and shoot out a few headlines that would be good for the Google ad, as well as a few descriptions that they pull from that URL.
Are you finding that those ideas that come from one of those tools are better, or are they different than your own ideas or the ones that Google would suggest in that same scenario? Like, is it really making your life a little more efficient, or is it adding more like topics or keywords that you wouldn't have otherwise come up with?
Yeah, so with the tool, what I see a lot is it's a lot of keywords that strongly match the landing page. And when you're creating these ads in Google, they want a variation of keywords. So they'll have, they want like branded keywords. They want unique keywords that are kind of like not related to the keywords, but then they also want those very deep, like very targeted keywords that are on the landing page. So just getting a list of those and getting different variations of those as well. So we have a few different options has been helpful.
So it's like, if you're kind of having a little brain fog that day,
Yeah.
this kind of a tool will help cut through some of your, like, you might have a writer's block on some ideas, or not remember all of the different, possible variations of a keyword or a product or service. And this kind of helps spark that and makes it a little faster and more efficient.
Yeah, exactly.
So the other thing you said that I thought was really interesting about pay-per-click was what you do with the tool if you're looking at a new market or region, but you don't have a client set up in that region yet, or you've never run that specific product line in that region. So for example, if you are in, like, say you're working with somebody in Portland, Oregon, for example, and they've brought all their credit cards in-house to the financial institution, and they want to promote those to try to get a little bit more business for the credit cards around the holidays or something like that. But you've never run credit card ads for that specific targeted zip code area. How are you using your Bard or whatever AI to help with that scenario?
Yeah, so you can like type right into the chat and just say, how many people in this area are searching for credit cards or searching for, low interest credit cards? What are the different keywords people are searching for in this area? And it can spit out a list of keywords and search forecasts for that as well, for that specific area.
So it can actually start to even unpack the idea of like what kind of search volume there is, potentially helping you decide what kind of budgets you should be starting for or starting with. Okay, that's cool. So that's pay-per-click. Now, in terms of social media ads, you said similarly, you can put in a URL and it'll give you some ideas, but you can actually specifically ask for a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad.
Yeah, so I will put the URL in and say, can you help me make a Facebook ad with this for this landing page? And it will come back with a few suggestions for description, for the main text at the top, for the headline, what kind of call to action you should be using. So it knows the list of call to actions that are available. And it also, you can go through with Bard. They give you a few suggestions. So if you don't like the first one, I'll go through them and sometimes combine a couple of different suggestions. But yeah, it does help you, come up with a catchy headline. It'll help you, describe the product in a short enough space. So you don't have that like read more on the top above the image.
Okay.
So it is kind of cool that it keeps in mind the character count and, you tries to use really efficient language that's catchy.
Okay, cool. So what are some of the things people need to be wary of when they're using AI around creating digital ads? I mean, I'll say the first one, because we see people who aren't, robots or whatever we want to call the AI technology doing this. They'll jump in and immediately start using branded keywords like the name of the institution. So my guess is if you're putting in a URL of a bank or a credit union, some of the keywords that the AI might suggest might include the name of the institution. And that would be an example of something where we would recommend to our clients, you don't do that, because unless you know for sure you have a competitor bidding for your name, you really should not pay for branded keywords, because those are going to be terms that, like your name is going to be something people who are already looking for you would type in. You don't want to pay for that traffic. So that's the one thing I would say is to avoid don't use a branded keyword suggestion, even if the AI gives you that as an idea for a headline or for a keyword. But what are some other things that people should be wary of when they're thinking about using AI?
So I definitely use AI as inspiration. I don't take anything it gives me in its entirety and just use that. It is strictly inspiration. I change up wording. I will try to keep the voice and the brand of the credit union or bank in mind, trying to just adjust it so it doesn't sound, sometimes it could just sound very like robotic, like not a lot of emotion in the text.
Okay.
So I definitely would not suggest just taking every single thing it tells you and throwing it up into an ad.
So you still have a job, is what you're saying, that like this isn't going to replace an individual's ability to, or the need for an individual who has strategic knowledge of these products and services to kind of come in and make edits and changes. There's also too compliance issues, right, that you could run into with AI. Have you seen anything specific that comes to mind that you've had to remove because of like a compliance issue?
Well, I mean, just keeping in mind the basics, like making sure if you're including a rate that the disclaimer is a click away, just things like that the AI probably wouldn't even think about, like making sure that those types of things are all lined up.
Yeah, and that you're not making promises you can't deliver on in the ad. You want to make sure that whatever the ad copy is, that it lines up pretty straightforward with whatever the user finds on the page that they go to. And some of that user journey kind of knowledge, AI may not take into consideration when they're writing their ads. So you don't want to overpromise something or underpromise in an ad. You want to make sure that you're kind of really hitting the key benefits of the product that are going to make somebody click through, right? And give it proper consideration. So, okay, cool. Anything else you can think of around AI?
I mean, I think, using it as inspiration, it's been a really great tool. If you asked me 4 months ago if I used AI at all, I would tell you no. But now that I've been playing around with it and figuring out ways it can be useful, it has been interesting.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking that same thing because I remember when we were talking about, we have a lot of people on our team using AI a lot for inspiration, for ideas, for concepts, for to outline for writers, all those kinds of things. And I think we were, the digital ad side of it, you were a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I want to dip my toes into this, but then you kind of jumped in, and I think you found some benefits. So it's awesome. It is just great too, to just for ideas, really. Sometimes inspiration is just what you need to get going on things. So just a few key things to get you thinking, and then you're off with the campaigns. But awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ida. I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge. We mentioned a couple of the tools. ChatGPT is one of them that a lot of people know about. You also mentioned Google's Bard, which is another great tool that you're using pretty much daily. So awesome places to start. I hope you guys found some good inspiration from this conversation. And if you want to learn more about digital ads or inbound marketing in general for banks and credit unions, visit us at figrow.com. We have lots of other podcast episodes and blogs, as well as ebooks and case studies. We'd love for you to visit our website and learn more. And otherwise, let's just all get out there and make it happen.